On today's episode of Mentally Yours with Sarah Jane, I have an extremely special guest. She has been a model, she's been an actor, and she is now a CEO of a company that has broken the glass ceiling when it comes to hair extensions. She was also on Shark Tank. Any guesses? Let's go find out. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so
Lovely
much.
hair you have.
Thanks.
Is it real?
Well, we'll know in some time.
We'll find out soon enough. You're a woman CEO, right? I feel personally, because I know a few women in positions of power in companies, I feel the challenges are completely different as compared to men. What do you have to say about that?
Especially when you're a woman who's starting out, it's much harder for people to take you seriously. Especially your family members. I'm not saying my immediate family, but they think, oh, hobby hai. Chali jayegi thoda time baad. And then your friends also, they know that you're passionate about it, but even they don't know ki what if she might flip or especially vendors, calling them and be like, bhaiya, ye delivery chahiye. They don't take you seriously. Bhaiya, ye wale packets chahiye to chahiye, ye design chahiye to chahiye. They don't take you seriously, but when you reach a certain stage, then you are just a business person.
Right.
Then, in fact, then it helps when you're a woman. When you're successful, then it helps. But when you're starting, it doesn't.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. So you feel, was there any particular phase where in business and just as you had become a CEO of Nish, was there a particular phase when you faced challenges after challenges? Can you talk about them? What were they like? Any particular memories, incidences?
There were so many.
Yeah.
First of all, just to let people realize that it's actually a real business. It's not just something I'm doing, because I did start from my living room with my mother on her stitching machine. So she would stitch the things and I would put the clips on. Now finally people know the potential of the business once I went on Shark Tank. Then it's a real thing. It wasn't just I was doing it.
What was your experience like on Shark Tank?
It was good. It was good. I learned so much. It was because I've not been to a business school.
Yes.
I still started a business.
Right.
So yeah, it was good. And I walked back with a 1 crore check. So
I know, I saw it on your Instagram.
yes.
Tell me about how the idea for Nish Hair came about. When did you had this light bulb moment?
So I was not very happy at one point in my life. I had chopped off my hair. I chopped it off to this much.
Oh, wow.
And I was 23-ish. I wasn't getting work. I thought maybe I'm looking older. So if I'll cut my hair short, I'll look younger. So I chopped it this short.
At 23?
Yes.
Wow.
I mean, that's how, and that time industry was pretty brutal.
It was.
It was.
Yeah.
Let's just go like 6-7 years ago. It was brutal. It was like if you don't make it by 20-ish or you're teenage, then you don't have any potential. But anyway, so I chopped my hair off. I had auditioned for an ad. It was some tea ad. I got it, but then I had to, because I had auditioned in longer hair. So they wanted long hair and I asked the production house to pay for it and they just refused. And I was like, that is so mean. I'm going to start a company. No, I didn't. No, so but then I eventually loved hair extensions so much and I started looking for it online and they were so expensive. There's this brand out, it's a US brand, Luxy Hair. You pay custom shipping. By the time it reaches you, it's 40,000. You go to Wig Dada's, it's 30,000-40,000. So I thought I'll build something for girls like me. In like 10,000-15,000, you can get like longer hair.
That's such a fantastic idea.
That's how I started, and slowly I realized there's actually need of this product. Women are losing hair from here all the time.
Yeah.
So,
and even like there are people with actual needs for it, and there's also for someone like me in shoots. I remember the hair budget would be separate if they needed extensions.
Yes.
And it was a big budget that they had to incur if they wanted long extensions.
Yes.
So you really managed to plug a very big hole in the market.
I'm wearing it right now. Shall I show it
Are
to you?
you? Oh, that was easy. Is that a piece?
So I made the easiest piece ever.
How the heck?
Because I don't like clipping too many pieces, so I made something without clips.
But how did you?
There's a genius brain there.
That's very cool. I was not expecting that to happen. She just took half her head off. I'm a bit like,
So this my hair never grows. So I made it for my needs, and then I started realizing that there's actual need. So it started from my problems to solving actual problems of women.
Yeah. How important is it for women to have that sense of independence when it comes to their own finances?
It's very important because that's where your equality lies.
But how does one get there? Because not everybody is taught it. Because in most Indian homes, the men handle all the money. And even if the women are working, they hand the money over to the male member of the family to make the investments, make the decisions. How did you do it?
That I would say is changing now.
Right.
That is changing now. Women are deciding more and more for themselves. And now I have an office of 20 only women.
Wow.
I only have one office boy. But all the women that are making, this is made by women.
Right.
Everyone, my accountant to my customer support, all women.
Right.
And it's only happening because these women are deciding to take that call of being independent, you know.
That's amazing. Right, so you've taken it off.
Yeah.
Is it easy to put back on again?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Should I show it to you?
Yeah.
So I just take my hair up.
Okay.
Right? I call this a halo.
Okay.
So you place it on your head like a hairband. Let your hair rest. And do you have a tail comb?
You know, I'm a magician.
Oh my god, your tail comb to my head. So yeah, you comb over the wire and that's it. So it's easy peasy.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
Just can you...
You can't see.
Oh my god, that's insane. That's ridiculous.
I did it myself.
I know, you did it yourself. Can you imagine? You grew longer hair in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well done, you. I want to go back a little bit. And I want to go back to, because I saw your TEDx talk. And I really, it was deeply touching. I almost teared up because I could sense the honesty in the conversation. So what I wanted to know was that girl. What did that little girl, even before that TEDx talk, like if you go way back, what did the little girl want to be when she grew up?
So I was talking to my therapist a few days ago. She's like, what would you tell the little Parul if you wanted to say anything? And I told her, I'll tell her to do better. She's like, no, you are also not giving her love. And then how can you expect actually people to love you when you can't go back to your younger self and love her?
Yeah.
So now if I think about it, I think she just needed some love with attention.
Love and attention for little Parul.
Yes.
When you were a kid, if anyone said, okay, what do you want to grow up and be? What would you say?
I wanted to be independent and I wanted to...
Tu ye kehti thi jab tu choti thi?
No. Because see, my mama, I was very much dependent on my father till she decided to start working outside and kind of put us in better schools and stuff. So I come from a very dysfunctional families, you could say. It's a dysfunctional family. But anyway, when I was younger, I just wanted to make something of my own. That was my thing.
Got it.
I didn't know what I wanted to be.
You didn't have an actual picture of mujhe ye banna hai, wo banna hai, doctor, engineer, astronaut.
No, I wanted to, whenever somebody asked me, I would always have 2-3 questions. Not that I was confused, but I always knew I could do 2-3 things at once. I
want to, for everybody else who's watching this to know, at what point did you realize that matlab kuch sahi nahi hai, that this is not how I want to be? Because obviously that feeling led you to therapy.
Yeah.
So at what point did that start to happen? And was there something that sparked off that ki mujhe therapy ki zarurat hai?
It was, I think I was also pushing my friends away, and I think it's very important to have your friends in place. And I was just trying to get more people to like me. I was just finding validation on my social media. I was like, agar yahan mujhe itne 1000 likes mil gaye, to then I'm doing well in my life. Whereas my friends were saying, Parul, you're being a bitch. So I would not listen to them.
How old were you at this point?
I think 23, 24.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, 24-ish. Yeah. That's when I realized, okay, I need to seek therapy now.
Do you think there's more pressure on women to look a certain way, be a certain way? And do you feel that our approval of ourselves is then very external?
Definitely now, yes. But when I speak for myself, at that point, there was nothing called thirst traps. So there was nothing called... There weren't things that you would get likes because you were posting something sexy. Somewhere I've been very secure of the way I look. So, but I do know there are so many young girls.
Yeah.
Like, even when they come for the hair or anything,
I was just going to say, because of Nish Hair, which everybody knows about. I think that you were saying that there are a lot of women who come with very serious hair issues that actually come from a mental health issue. So can you speak a little bit about that, what you were saying earlier?
There's this trichotillomania. It's a disorder where women or men, they pull their hair out and it gives them some sort of satisfaction, and that's why whenever they're stressed, that's their comfort of pulling their hair out. So a lot of women, in fact, I had a doctor who was 63 years old. She came to me and she was like, I've been doing this since when I was a teenager.
And it's a mental health condition?
It is a disorder.
Right.
I haven't researched a lot on this, but I know that women who pull out their hair because they feel stressed or anxious, that's what they reach out for. So for them also I make wigs, because the moment you reach out for it, it's not your own hair.
Yeah. It's really amazing actually. Hair is such a quintessential part of how you feel about yourself. What's been your lowest day and how have you handled it?
I have days when I want to lock myself in, cry, sleep, because sleeping is the best thing, I feel. When you're stressed, what's the point? You'll end up eating a lot, you'll end up just crying, so just sleep.
A nap.
A nap, it's the best thing.
I think there's a Rihanna video where she's like, take a nap, cry, take a nap, and show up.
Yes.
I swear by naps. I really do. Anybody who works with me knows that I can nap anywhere. And it's like an instant reset button. I'm just I wake up and I'm happy.
I'm like, oh, that's a new day.
Yes, exactly. It's
these problems
there's a science behind it.
Yeah.
It's because your brain goes into REM sleep. And then everything that you were feeling kind of just drops. So when you wake up again, it's kind of like you've got a switch on.
Yeah.
And then everything's fresh all over again. You said something so interesting. You said, I can't. And just admitting that, I think, is very powerful.
Yeah.
Because I think as yourself, you're young, you're successful, you're ambitious. It's very hard to say I can't. Because you want to always say I can and I will. How did you come to peace with that?
I think you reach a point, you realize that you can't do everything by yourself, and you do need a support of your friends, support of your family.
Since we're coming towards the end of the conversation, I always like to leave everybody with things that they can actually use. Now, if you went back to your younger self, maybe not that young, maybe a teenager, let's say.
Yes.
What would you say to her?
Oh, I would try to understand her, because I think I always felt misunderstood, and that's why I think I didn't understand the world around me better. So I wish I could understand.
Play along with me. I'm Parul. I am teenage Parul. I am 15 years old and I am completely misunderstood by the world.
Oh.
What are you going to say to me? Don't cry, because you make me cry.
Oh, I'll just first hug myself.
I saw you tear up and I was like, no, please don't tear up. But what would you say to me? Your therapist is going to be very proud of you, by the way.
Oh God, please. I'll show it to her, this clip.
Okay.
You are amazing. And I wish I could tell you more about how amazing you're going to be, and what an amazing life you're going to build for yourself and for your mother.
Yeah.
And your mom is proud of you. Do not feel that nobody understands you, because one day everyone will be very proud of you, of your achievements, because you want to achieve so much, and you will one day. And you'll be the coolest girl in any room that you walk in. And I love you.
It's amazing. I mean, if we could just say this to each other, right?
Yes.
It's like, this is what I would say to my younger self.
Yeah.
And if we could just say this to each other, I just feel like, because there's nothing more powerful than women supporting women.
Yes.
I'm not trying to diss the men. I feel like I'm very blessed. I have very supportive men around me. But when I get the support from another woman, these kind of words, like a compliment from a girl, is so much more meaningful to me than a compliment from a guy. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
And thank you for all the very helpful things that you said. And thank you for being honest. Because that's really what we're doing here. We want to have honest conversations for all the women watching, so that you know that it's normal to have self-doubt. It's normal to face challenges, especially as a woman in business. But there are ways to overcome it. What say?
Absolutely.
If you like what you just saw, please like, subscribe and share. We're on Hotifly, so please subscribe to Hotifly. And if you know somebody who will benefit from watching this video and hearing all the amazing things that Parul had to say, please do share. I'm going to go home like this. My mother's just going to be like, what did you do? I'm so going to go home and play a prank on my mom.
Just prank your friends or mom by taking a selfie.
This is great. I get to have bangs whenever I want it. Guys, are we done recording? We're just chatting now.